If you love painting really colourful animals, then this elephant painting is perfect for you. In this video, I'll show you exactly how to create this vibrant elephant using acrylic paints. I'll walk you through all of the steps needed to create this painting. If you'd like to watch the full-length version and paint along with me in real time, that's available over on my Patreon, Rachel Froud Art. If you join me on Patreon, you'll get instant access to all of my full-length colourful animal art tutorials. We're going to start with the elephant's eye. I've recently created a separate video showing all of my best tips for painting animal eyes, so I'll link to that in the description as it explains this process in detail. Now for the fun part, adding the colour. To make things simple, we can break the painting into 3 sections: shadows, midtones and highlights. It really helps to use a reference photo when painting animals so you can clearly see where the darkest and lightest areas are. If you'd like to use the same reference image as me, you can download it with the full-length tutorial on Patreon. We can begin by blocking in the shadows. I'm using a mix of dark purple and dark blue to paint the darkest areas of the elephant. As we move on to the slightly lighter shadowed sections, we can use a dark pink shade of paint to add a little bit more warmth. I love to use cooler colours in the shadows and warmer colours in the highlights when painting colourful animals. This creates a natural transition across the face, and it also mimics sunlight and makes the whole painting really colourful. Next, we can start on the highlights using lighter yellows and oranges. At this stage, don't worry about blending, details or texture, just focus on painting the right colours in the right areas and getting your lighting correct. It might look a bit messy right now, but don't worry, in the next layer we'll refine everything and add the wrinkled texture that really brings the elephant to life. Once the highlights are in place, we can add the midtones using a bright shade of pink. This will go everywhere we haven't painted yet. Bright pink works really well in this colour palette because it blends smoothly with the warm orange highlights and the deeper purple shadows. Then, using the dark pink again, we can lightly mark in the wrinkles on the trunk to map out where the texture will go later. To finish the first layer, use a dark beige to block in the tusks. Now we're ready to move on to the second layer. In this layer we'll follow the same lighting and colour placement from the first layer, but this time we'll refine and develop the painting, smoothing the blends, strengthening the contrast and adding texture and detail. Use the same colours as before, but spend a little bit more time blending them so the transitions between the colours feel soft and seamless. With a smaller brush and a slightly darker shade of paint, begin adding the wrinkle textures. As you continue building the second layer across the elephant's face, you'll notice how much more polished and defined the painting becomes. Using your small brush again, add some more texture to the skin. Use paint a few shades darker than the section you're working on, so it'll be lighter paint in the highlighted areas and darker paint in the midtones and shadows. This helps the wrinkles to stand out without looking too harsh or overpowering. Adding the wrinkle texture was my favourite part of creating this painting. It really brings everything together and adds that extra detail that's so distinctive to elephants. Continue building up the wrinkles across the entire elephant, including the face and the trunk. Keep checking your reference photo to guide you so you know which areas are more textured and which direction to paint the lines. To finish your colourful elephant painting, use pure white to add the brightest highlights and really make the painting pop. Apply the white sparingly, just to the very brightest areas, like the top of the head and along the top edge of the tusk. And there you have it, a colourful elephant painting. I hope you enjoy creating yours as much as I enjoyed painting this one. Don't forget to check out the full tutorial if you'd like to follow along step by step, and be sure to like and subscribe for more colourful art videos like this.